What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a new episode of Artistry, my little art series, and I'm going to be doing a lot of painting in this one. The one upcoming in like a week or two, like you'll see me do some illustration like on paper, but I've been feeling painting when it comes to like my favorite medium. I don't know, it's just kind of crazy because growing up, like being in art classes and stuff, paint was literally my least favorite medium. Like I hated when we had to do painting projects, especially if it was supposed to be realistic. But looking back, I feel like it helped me so much, and the reason why I hated it was because I felt like I wasn't good at it, because I had people in my classes who were like realist artists. Like when I tell you that shit looked real as fuck, like it looked so realistic, and like I felt like I couldn't like live up to that like standard, and I kind of like was down on myself a lot. But I did do some I did like a whole painting series. We were only supposed to do like one or two, but like I just like went crazy, and it was like basically I did, so if you know like taxidermy and they have like the little heads of the creatures and stuff, I basically merged like a person with like an animal, and I did like 4 or 5 different ones, and I love it. And that just really shows me like how my style has grown over time. Like I've always been like more illustrative, and it's just nice to like see myself grow and like do things that like growing up like I felt like I wasn't good at, or I really couldn't consider myself an artist because I wasn't doing stuff that was necessarily realistic. But I'm just happy to be where I am right now, and I'm grateful for like the ability to even like work on my art, because you know sometimes I'm exhausted. Like being a teacher, especially being an art teacher, sometimes I don't feel like creating because I have to do so much at school, and sometimes I just feel like I have to step away from my own personal projects because I just don't have any artistic like energy left in me. But I've been really like trying to make time to like finish some whips I have like probably like 20 whips, probably more than that honestly. But there are some things that I'm like very, very close to finishing, and some of them like I just started and I just have to do a couple more layers. But I'm really excited, and honestly this is one of my favorite pieces. Like I'll talk about it more. I'm gonna do an art update video in a week, so stay tuned for that one. But this is one of my favorite pieces that I've like done within the last like couple months, and it's just kind of inspired by like going to like your grandma's house or like an elder's house, like, you know, especially like in the country or like in Mississippi and stuff like that, like the wooden like, you know, tables, like the bowls and stuff, the little like kitchen window, stuff like that, like sitting at a table eating. Like it just really, I feel like is a memory piece for me, or like kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it, like an offering to those elders that I've had in my life who have kind of like opened up a safe space for me and allowed me to be. Because, you know, I lost my grandmother like my freshman year of college, and then like my other grandmother just passed away not even a year ago yet. Like, so it's just really hard to like not always have that space where you have your grandparents, especially a grandmother. I feel like, you know, me, like my connection to like the maternals in my life, you know, I feel like it's been a rocky situation, but like I'm grateful for all the elders and the people who took me in and like gave me that space and like kind of just helped me like, you know, have some experiences that I wasn't able to have. Because my maternal grandmother, she was older. Like I feel like now like grandmas are like 40 to like 50. My grandmother was like 70 or something when I was born, and when she passed away she was like 90. So it's like I didn't get to see that younger version of my grandmother, and I feel like that was something that I missed, because like growing up and stuff, like we would always have to like help her get in the cars and stuff, or like just help her do certain things because she was, you know, later in her life. And yeah, I don't know, I just feel like just honoring those maternal figures in my family has just been really important for me lately. And Mother's Day is coming up, so like, you know, I want to do certain things for that and stuff. But I also, side note, I've been wanting to do like some cards, so I might like make some like special cards for Mother's Day. You know, we'll see. But that has been something I've loved doing. I started making cards in elementary school. We had like these different clubs basically that we got to pick from, and one of the clubs I picked was actually card making, and I have a whole book that I've had since like I was in that class, like probably like 5th grade or something like that. And I love it. And then like I've just been making cards like here and there throughout the last couple years, especially from like 2020, like after I graduated to here or to now. And I would love to just actually like make individualized cards and sell them some way or somehow. I just had to like figure out like the logistics behind that. But yeah, how are y'all doing? I feel like life is freaking crazy. Like the world is like on fire and there's just so much BS happening, and I feel like it's just crazy, especially when it comes to just stripping so many like people's humanity away and like the resources, and basically making everyone suffer just because like that shit is ridiculous. But side note, I have not seen Sinners yet, but I have been so inspired by just like the clips and stuff that I've seen about it. Like I've seen so many different like threads and stuff. I've been like engaging in all the Sinners content, even though I have not seen it. And I've definitely seen some spoilers or whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna still go see it. I just want to go and see it with a particular person. And I feel like it's just been an eye-opener when it comes to a lot of creatives, because like it's made me tap into certain things that I've wanted to do. Like I am working on a couple different films, and one of them is based like, you know, in Mississippi, like Memphis, like the Mid-South, just because like that's where I grew up, that's where my family's from, is very much my lineage roots. And I can't wait to do stuff with that. And I just love how us seeing content or like creatives and all these different art pieces, you know, where Black people are like celebrated and we see ourselves like loved and just like, you know, get so much like amazing feedback. Like I feel like it's just really inspiring, because we are some of the people who are oftentimes used for our creativity and used for like the things that we do, but we don't always get the recognition. A lot of times people make the things that we do seem like it's like terrible, or like they kind of downgrade it. But then if a certain person of a certain complexion does it, they're like, oh yes, this is like heaven sent. And I think that's just crazy. And I don't know, like I feel like this era of 2025 and just this year and whatnot, like this is like a year of karma. And I feel like it's either like good karma or bad karma. You know, it's really dependent on the person. But I'm excited to see where this year goes, and I'm excited to see where I am with my art by the end of this school year and even the end of this actual year. So yeah. So I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I've definitely been loving like painting landscape scenes and stuff like that, which is crazy because I definitely would have considered myself a portrait artist. But within the last couple of months, I've been doing so many landscape scenes. Like I'll like doodle like some portraits and stuff here and there, and like I'll draw people like every now and then. But landscapes has just been my thing, and I kind of love it because it feels like I'm just like illustrating the past, especially when it comes to like pieces like this, like just the countryside, like just scenes that I feel like I can just envision like my family, like, you know, living in. And it just feels really nice to be able to like just illustrate our past, because I feel like especially with the current like people leading the way right now, they're trying to strip the knowledge and, you know, resources of like what has happened. They're trying to erase history, and I feel like it's really important, especially as creatives, to make sure that we don't allow that to happen, because once they allow that to happen, it's like they can create a whole different narrative, and we're not going for that. But yeah, I'm just like in awe sometimes about what's going on. And, you know, when certain like, you know, countries or states or like governments are trying to, you know, dehumanize people or trying to like, you know, do some BS, you feel me? They are trying to take away the arts, because the art is just, you know, it's basically telling a story. It's telling a story of what is happening, what has happened, and what people believe is going to happen. And it's very important, and I feel like we have to literally like live up as creatives. Like even if you feel like you're like fuck art right now, like use your art to tell a story, use your art to help heal you, use your art to just like, you know, keep you a little bit sane. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, do I always feel like doing stuff? No, I don't. But sometimes when I just create and I see the things that I'm doing, it just inspires me, because I'm like, I really can do this. And it's like, I love seeing new pieces and just seeing where I'm going. And it's nice to just like see myself build up a style, because my style has definitely changed within the last year, but I love to see it. And I'm really excited to see me push myself. I want to do a gallery exhibition. Oh my gosh, I want to do one soon. Like I might do that for my birthday next year. It's kind of like up in the air. I don't know, but like I would really love to just be able to show the creative like things that I've been doing and like just have people just see it and immerse in that experience, because I'm just a creative and I do social media, I do content creation, all that stuff. But it would really just feel nice to be able to have a space where I can show and tell so many different stories and just, at least get some feedback and stuff on, how people feel or like what they think about certain things. Especially since that I'm not in school anymore. Like I teach in the school, but it's like I don't have, my peers critiquing, or I don't have like, someone higher up critiquing my stuff. Like I just kind of do what I do and I just make it shake from there. Okay, so I do want to ask y'all, what do y'all want to see when it comes to like my art videos? Like, do y'all want to see me do tutorials? Do y'all just want to see art updates? Do y'all just want to see the process of me creating certain things? Please let me know, because I'm really just doing stuff right now. But if there's something that y'all want to see, like I can do that, But I just want y'all to know about like kind of what I'm doing. So like I use acrylic paint. I get it from Michael's in like these little like Artist Loft tubes. They have like the big giant ones that y'all see back there. Then they have like a smaller one. Then they have like big like containers of them. But I usually get those, and I always watch out for Michael's sales, because every like season Michael will have like a sale of the season. And when I tell you, stuff is so, I won't say it's cheap, but it's like so much more affordable. And that's when I stock up on whatever like medium I'm like really like using at that moment and I need. So I know I restocked about a month or so ago on some paint, and I got some like different like canvas panels and stuff like that. But the paint was like either buy 2 get 3 free or buy 3 get 2 free, and regardless of it, that was a good deal, because paint is not cheap. This paint is not cheap. I feel like this paint is like between like $8 and $15. I really can't remember, because I literally bought it on sale, so I have no clue. But usually the paints are on sale, the paint brushes. I get most of my paint brushes from Michael's, and I usually just get like the packs of them, just because like I feel like that's like more efficient. Like you can definitely get the individual like brushes that they have, but those are a little bit more expensive. And right now I just need I need the cheapest thing I can get, you feel me? But I love their brushes. I use the Artist Loft brushes mainly. And then when it comes to pencils, I usually like to use Prismacolor color pencils. Those are my favorite ones. I just like how they like layer and stuff, and like the vibrancy and the saturation is amazing. But yeah, and I just have like some water. That's like an old like glass container from my grandma's house that I just use for my paint brushes now. And then if y'all see that like big canvas in the background, that is something that I did for like this exhibition that I never finished, because I literally just did not have the energy to finish it, and like I just didn't know what to, like I felt like I was stuck with it. And it's something that I do want to get back into and finish it, because it definitely looks completely different than it looks in this video. But yeah, like I feel like when it comes to being an artist, like sometimes I try to rush myself to complete certain things in like a certain time frame, but sometimes you just have to kind of take a step back, because I feel like sometimes when you are like trying to hurry yourself up, like you create things that you don't necessarily like. Sometimes you'll create something that you love, but like I stopped trying to like rush myself to do stuff and like put myself on these strict deadlines, when sometimes I generally do not have the energy to create. Like I just need to rest, and that's something that I feel like we as creatives really need to take seriously, is our rest. Okay, so this is one of my other favorite pieces that I've created within the last couple months. How I do my clouds is I will put like some blue paint, light blue paint that y'all see in the background, and I'll put some white paint on top of it, and then like I'll just do like a layer or two. But this painting was basically like inspired by those angel paintings I saw all the time growing up, and like the little angel figurines and stuff. They were always at different people's households. Like I have like a little angel like painting that was in my room, and I had like the little figure that was in my room too. So I just feel like it's just like Black culture in a way, because it was really nice to see like Black angels, because I feel like we weren't always centered when it came to art and stuff like that. But it was nice to just see that and like make it normal. So this is definitely what that is inspired by. But yeah, I had covered up the background like because I had a different background and like I had painted this on top of it, but I wasn't really feeling like how it was looking. Like it wasn't giving what I need to give. So I painted back over it and then I did those clouds and then like I'm just adding like minor details and stuff. So did some nails and stuff like that. I did their eyes, their brows, their lips. I was just trying to add whatever details I felt like were needed to kind of just make it stand out. And then finishing their eyes, and usually I would let stuff dry, but like I was like, I just need to go ahead and finish this because I was basically almost done. I just needed to like outline it and then add the highlights. And I will say you'll see this piece in my art update video, but I feel like I added way too many highlights to the darker angel's like face. But that's just a learning curve. And this painting, I feel like I've covered up so many times. Like there have been times when like I've covered up paintings like 3-4 times just because like I'll try something and I'm like, okay, I don't like this. Like this is ugly. I don't want to see this. And I just need to do something different. But I like using different colors to kind of like create like different values with my art pieces. And I don't know what I was really going for with that one. I was just trying some stuff, and y'all know I love to draw me a sky, some grass, and some clouds. So that is what I'm doing right now. And I like just using this technique when it comes to like me creating clouds. I'm basically just tapping my paintbrush on like the canvas and just kind of like blending it in a way. But I used to use like this like round like oil pastel brush, but it's not actually really necessary. Like if you just do this technique, it's actually kind of easy to like create clouds. And I know there's so many different techniques to create clouds, but this is something that I've like really liked within the last couple of years, and I like the idea and like the look of the clouds that I create. And I just wanted to add some little small ones in the background, just add a little flavor. And then this is a cover up of a cover up of a cover up, and the cover I'm doing, like I'm pretty sure I've either covered this up again or I will cover it up because I do not like this. And that's just me being honest, because a lot of times when it comes to me doing my art, sometimes I will plan out certain things, but a lot of times I'm just going for stuff and I'm just trying something out. And I tried something, I kind of was trying to make it look like a wing box, and I was gonna do like wings and stuff like that, but the end like result, I was not really feeling it. So yeah, it will be covered up. But here's just some footage of me, painting it. And I just like put some gray paint in there and I added some white paint, and then like that's how you get those different values when it comes to like me doing like this art technique and stuff. So I do that with literally everything. Like I'll add at least 2 different shades on top of each other and just like kind of do it that way. And then I'll do either like 1 or 2 or 3 layers, just depending on like the opacity that I need for whatever I'm like actually painting. And then this is a painting that is actually finally done, and I'm so excited. I was like going back and forth with this, but this piece is inspired kind of like by a grandparent's house where there's like portraits of different people on like the wall. Like I know y'all know what I'm talking about, because I feel like all the elders in the Black community, like they have like a wall in their house that has like everybody's pictures. And to me, I feel like that's a altar in a way. And I feel like we kind of, I don't know, I feel like a lot of like Black Southern people especially, like they think of spirituality and they think it's like so demonic, but I'm like, that shit is not really demonic. Like and if you dare to say that certain things are like altars or like they're like spiritual practices and stuff, they're gonna like freak the hell out. But girl, no, like this is an altar. This is a space of remembering like the people who have come before and like the people that exist now. And I feel like that's a sacred thing, and it's not something to look down upon. Like girl, did y'all not realize what our ancestors were doing before they were colonized? Be for real. So with this piece, I was basically done when like I started in this video, but I just wanted to like add some different details and stuff that I felt like was missing, and I didn't like the color of like the little blue sky in this little painting. So these are basically either paintings or they're supposed to be like portraits like of people, and yeah, I just wanted to change the color because I felt like it was just not giving what it need to give. But I'm just trying to be careful and like layer stuff and make it look as opaque as possible so I don't have to do multiple layers. And then I want to add like this pearl necklace to this portrait. I know you don't see the face, but it is definitely a black grandma, you feel me? But yeah, and then I'm adding a little frame around it, and that brown little like square around the portrait to the left, that is supposed to be a frame too. So this little piece that I'm working on right there is supposed to be like an abstract painting. That's why it looks like all crazy and stuff like that. But I feel like it looked pretty good when I was finished. And I will say, when it comes to my art, I be wanting to sell stuff, but also I'm like, how do I set prices? Because I feel like a lot of people, like, because when I was like selling at the Memphis Public Library's Comic-Con last year, side note, I did not get accepted, and I'm literally I've been trying to not act like I was hurt about it, but I am hurt about it, especially as someone who has done it the first 2 years, and I'm literally on their website. Like, I literally have a picture on their website. It was just really, I felt like it felt shocking to not be accepted, but they were like, you know, they made us do an application this time. Last time we just like emailed them and they were like, okay, yeah. But I do feel like last year it was a lot like busier than normal, and I feel like when it comes to certain like events and stuff and exhibitions and like experiences, sometimes they pick people who they feel like will bring the most money in, which I mean, that makes sense. You know, you're trying to make a bang for your buck, because when we did the Public Library's Comic-Con, you did have to donate like 10% since like there was no vending fee and stuff, and I get that. But it hurts us. I feel like, especially being in Memphis in the Mid-South area, it hurts when people who look like me aren't really like given the space and opportunities sometimes to like exist. Like, I'm grateful for the opportunities Memphis Public Libraries have given me, because I had one of my pieces exhibited in their like LGBTQ like little gallery not too long ago, like in September. But it just sucks to feel like your work isn't worth it, or like you feel like you're not enough. And you know, I've been trying to just allow myself to just feel my feelings when it comes to this, but I am upset about not making it, just because like that was the one vending event like I always did, and I feel like, yeah, I made some money. Like, did I always make what I wanted to make? No, but like it was just a nice environment, and it was nice to just see people and they see my art and they're like, I fuck with that. So it sucks to not be able to be there this year, but I do wish all the vendors, like, I wish them good luck, and I hope that they make, you know, some good money or whatever. But I just feel like there's so many spaces that aren't really meant for us, and I hate that, because like, yeah, we create our own spaces, but I feel like we shouldn't always have to create our own spaces, especially when I feel like Memphis, like, I think of Memphis as a black city. Like, but it's so crazy when you see certain like organizations in Memphis and there's never any black people in their advertisement or in their like portraits and stuff, and I'm like, I know you lying, because girl, what the hell, like, are we living in the same city? I don't know. So another subject that I've been loving painting is like underwater, and like I have a little like underwater book that has like different creatures and stuff that I've been like using for reference. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm named after a mermaid, so it kind of makes sense that I like to draw like under the sea stuff. But it just feels really nice to draw and paint stuff that, like, I don't know, I love the ocean. Like, I would love to go and be in the ocean just one more time, like, girl, because I miss it dearly. And this is a cover up of a cover up, and honestly, like, I have changed this piece so much since this video, and honestly, I probably will cover it up again because I don't like how it looks. And I mean, I feel like sometimes that's just the process. Like, sometimes you try to make certain things work, but sometimes it's not working, and you just need to like create a blank canvas. That's why you see me cover up stuff 24/7, because I'm not gonna waste a canvas. Like, canvases are expensive. We're going to put this to work, and I love textures. That's just something that I've been really into lately. So, girl, I don't care if you can see all these different textures. It's a vibe. It is a vibe. And this one, I think I already covered up this painting again. Like, just because I was trying something inspired by like the mounds that I saw like by the Metal Museum in Memphis, and I just want to kind of like create what I feel like that time period. When I said that time period, like the 1800s, like when there were like Native Americans like in Memphis, like for real, before they tell them to get it better. Like, I just want to try and see if I could create something from that time period, but I feel like I need to take a different approach to it. So yeah, this is either covered up right now or it will be covered up, just because it wasn't fitting my vision, truly and honestly. But yeah, when it comes to me painting, like I said, I do like to use multiple different colors just to try and create that value, and I feel like it works for the most part. And as you see, like I kind of just like go for it. I let the textures kind of build up. Like, yes, sometimes I will try to smooth things out as best as I can, but sometimes I like to, leave that little texture so it just adds a little like, flair. So I just want to say thank y'all for watching this video. I truly appreciate all the support, the likes, the comments, even just the views, because I have been trying to do this content thing for a little while, and I feel like just now I feel like I've like gotten into the groove of what I like to do. But I just want to say thank y'all, and I love y'all so much. Bye.